Hi, hello, mabuhay. Welcome sa ating YouTube channel, YouTube channel. So, here we are again for another study session with Roxette. So, yun. Ngayon, ang aaralin natin ay hematology. Yan, dito na tayo sa introduction muna ng hematologic malignancies bago tayo mag-leukemia. Saan tayo? Okay, so start tayo. Kasi compare ko to sa notes ko ng acute leukemia. Okay. So, sa book, chapter 31 ang acute leukemia. At wala naman ako nakita doon na intro to hematologic malignancy. Ito ay based po sa canvas namin sa canvas? Sa school namin. Ewan ko kung sa inyo applicable din to, pero ito yung upload ng prof ko. Alright, so let's start. So, introduction to the hematologic malignancies. So, history and terminology. Ayan, makikita rin to sa ating next na slide, which is specifically about acute leukemias. So, for the origin, leukemia had been reported since the time ni Hippocrates. So, the term leukemia was coined from the words leuk at emia. That leuk means white blood cells and emia means blood. Actually, hindi to leucos to. Leucos means white. Leucos means white. By the book na itong sinasabi ko ha. So, leucos means white and haima, siguro other term. Pero ito kasi Greek word to. This is haima. Siguro same lang sila ng pronunciation. E-M niya. Haima. By the book na itong sinasabi ko. May makikita nyo. And acute leukemia is the condition that there is predominance of white blood cell in the blood. So, ibig sabihin, marami or dinodominate ni white blood cell yung blood na instead na maraming RBC dapat. So, in modern definition, it is the rapid clonal proliferation or pagdami of progenitor cells in the bone marrow. So, ano ba yung mga progenitor cells na involved? Mamaya makikita nyo sa ating isang slide. Pakita ko na nga lang. Para di kayo nangungula. Ito, ayan o. Acute leukemia is the rapid clonal proliferation of progenitor cells in the bone marrow. So, progenitor cells na involved are lymphoblast at myeloblast. Ayan. So, bone marrow effect. Proliferation of blast overwhelms the bone marrow, kaya nagsispill siya sa circulation or sa ating dugo. At isang simptomas nito ay nag-reflect sa suppression ng ating normal na hematopoiesis or yung ating normal process ng production ng ating RBC. So, balik muna tayo doon sa introduction. So, ito kasi para pinaka-general ideas lang. So, condition, tapos na tayo dyan. Virchow was the first to recognize leukemia as a distinct clinical disorder between 1839 and 1845. Actually, itong mga ito hindi naman necessary. Dahil di naman ito lalabas sa quiz, pero babanggitin ko na lang din. So, again, yung leukemia, na-report siya nung panahon pa ni Hippocrates, but first recognized siya nung panahon na ni Virchow. Okay? So, he named this disorder leukemia because of its white appearance ng blood for the patients with fever, weakness, and lymphadenopathy. Ibig sabihin, ito na yung mga simptomas niya. fever, fever, weakness, at lymphadenopathy. Ibig sabihin, yung mga lymph niya ay namamaga. So, yeah. Si Virchow ang nagpangalan sa disorder na leukemia. Okay. So, definition and general characteristics. Leukemias are neoplastic proliferative disease, tulad nga nung nabanggit kanina, by overproduction ng immature or mature cells of various leukocyte types in the bone marrow and or sa dugo. Ano nga yung nabanggit kanina na leukocyte types or WBC types? Si myeloblast at si lymphoblast. Dapat capital. Yan. Okay. So, lymphomas are similar to leukemia. But lymphomas are solid tumors localized in the lymph nodes and associated tissues or bone marrow. So, kung si leukemia ay sa dugo, sa dugo, si lymphoma naman, lymph, namamaga, or may tumor yung lymph, may mass. Okay? Alright. So, next na po tayo. Dito na tayo sa acute versus chronic classification. So, clinical symptoms, the maturity of the affected cell line, and the total leukocyte count determine whether a leukemia will be classified as acute or chronic. So, sabi, yung maturity at si total WBC count. Yun yung ating determinants kung para malaman kung acute or chronic na yung leukemia ng patient. So, bakit maturity? Kasi nga, 'di ba? Nakadepende kung sa type ng cells na naging tumor, either kung immature ba yan or mature yung nag-overproduce. Nakadepende yon para malaman kung anong klaseng leukemia yung meron si patient. At of course, total leukocyte count kasi nga, 'di ba, overproduction, nag-spill siya sa circulation, ibig sabihin, kung mataas ang count mo, mako-confirm natin na meron kang leukemia. Okay, so FAB classification. Meron tayong dalawang classification kasi, si FAB at saka si WHO. Si FAB, ito yung French-American-British classification. Ano pa to? Matagal na to, 1970s pa. At ang ginagamit natin ngayon ay yung kay World Health Organization na yung WHO classification of acute leukemias. So, may pagkakaiba yung dalawang yun. Kasi ito, classical to na pag, tawag ito. Ito, mamaya makikita nyo kung anong pinagkaiba nila. So, dito na tayo sa pinaka-classical na classification. Okay, so si FAB classification. After Virchow divided leukemias into two groups based on the presence of lymphadenopathy, different forms of leukemia were later classified according to the affected predominant blood cell type, morphological, cytochemical result, and clinical criteria. So, ang basis ng FAB ay morphological exam at cytochemical result. Ayun ang highlight kay FAB classification. Morphological at cytochemical results. So, this mentioned three criteria. Ito pa pala. Affected. Ito, sama to. Actually, 4 yung na-mention. Ewan ko, ba't 2 lang nakasulat dito? Ito 3. The clinical criteria. So, ayan. So, according daw sa predominant blood cell type, affected pala rather. So, according to the unrestricted predominant blood cell type, morphological, and cytochemical result, at saka si clinical criteria. So, 1. Pero ito yung pinaka-highlight dito. Morphological and cytochemical result. Mas clinical criteria. Ayan. So, yung tatlong criteria na yan din daw yung basis ni FAB classification. Pero kasi, doon sa book, dalawa lang, si morphological examination at si cytochemical staining. Taging tatlo na siya. Anyways, mamaya mati-check naman natin yan. So, under this classification, there are 3 types pa. Si myelogenous, monocytic, at si lymphocytic. Pero, hindi yan mababanggit sa libro. Trust me, bro. Ni-rundown ko na yung libro. Monocytic at si lymphocytic. So, mayroong galing kay myelo, may galing kay mono, at galing kay lympho na lineage. So, with this information, they can be further classified as acute and chronic. Hindi ko alam kung ilalagay ko din ba ito dito. Siguro hindi na lang kasi book-based naman yun eh. So, iba pa to. In acute leukemias, 20% of or more of cells in the bone marrow ay bata or immature stages, while chronic leukemias have more mature stages. Kaya, ang chronic leukemia, kapag meron si patient na acute leukemia, most likely, months na lang itatagal ng buhay niya. Unlike kay pag chronic leukemia, na matagal pa. Kasi kapag acute leukemia, maraming araw yung, wait lang ha, lagyan natin na. Kasi kapag kay acute leukemia, young at immature yung marami. So, nagmamadali silang mag-multiply. So, very mabilis yung mga pangyayari. Kaya mabilis ka rin mamatay. Ganun ang eksena sa kanya. While dito naman kay chronic, hindi. Dahan-dahan, ganun. Okay. So, tandaan mo lang, young, cute, acute, ganun. So, 20% or more of cells in the bone marrow are young and immature. 20% or more. Okay? So, etiology, risk factors. That factors related to the occurrence of leukemia are genetic and immunological. Sabi? Genetic daw at immunological factors, occupational, environmental, chemical, and drug exposure. Genetic abnormalities and associations, viral agents, and secondary causes. So, maraming pwedeng cause, no? Hindi lang siya, strictly napapasa sa genetics. May pwede rin dahil sa exposures, ganyan, di ba? So, multiple myeloma. Multiple myeloma is a malignant proliferation of atypical and immature forms ng plasma cells. Wait lang. So, atypical and immature na plasma cells. Primarily occurring in naka-ano ko. Record, tapos i-upload ko sa YouTube. Yung mga nanonood kaya. Teacher ko nga nakakaano eh. Daming ads eh.
Ay, gaganda siya. Picture yun eh.
Yan mo, alam mo. Tsaka ganito ako mag-aral. Nagtuturo ako. Tingnan mo mamaya, magre-resign na sila.
Sa tingin.
Bakit ka nakatingin sa akin, ha?
Kaya makaling ganyan yung mata niyan. Tapos gano'n na yung nga. Buta lang sa kabila.
Dinuling ko nga to eh. Ito sumusunod. Kahit saan ka tumingin, masusunod siya. Ito yung
Judge ka niya.
may palabas na ganito dati eh.
Bigyan ko na.
Kaya nga, violet yan.
Ayun, ano dun yun, mukhang pink. Pwede man akong
Gugutom na ako.
wala lang sana kung push-up pink yan, mas maganda kasi walang push-up pink.
Okay, so going back, si multiple myeloma ay isang malignant proliferation. So, malignant, ibig sabihin, bongga. So, malignant, ibig sabihin, nag-grow siya uncontrollably. No? Mabilis siya spread. And, of course, harmful. Siyempre, type natin yan. Hindi maganda sulat natin eh. So, harmful tumor. Pero pwede naman siya matreat ng surgery or mga chemotherapy. So, ayan. At saka siya na yung tinuturing natin na cancerous. Si malignant. Okay. So, primarily, sa bone marrow siya nagpa-proliferate. So, atypical and immature daw yung form ng plasma cell. Kanina, si acute leukemia, young and immature stages sa bone marrow. Tapos, si chronic naman, mature. And then, we have multiple myeloma na atypical at immature din na form naman ni plasma cell. So, anong ibig sabihin ng atypical plasma cell? Si atypical, abnormal, immature, malformed, so same lang din naman. Usually, ang tawag sa ganito ay atypical multiple myeloma. So, lalagyan natin ang description, of course. Abnormal, malformed. So, yan ang mga basic description ni atypical. Okay. So, the exact cause of MM is unknown. Usually, guys, acute leukemia talaga, unknown din ang exact cause. So, si multiple myeloma, ganun din daw. Heredity is not a factor. Siguro, ipupula ko to. Not a factor daw siya. Heredity, at saka yung exact cause. Wala. Ano to? Parang palakasan na lang ng kapit kay Lord. Ganun. At pahealthyhan. Ganun. Kasi, unlike yung kanina na nabanggit, na yung general kasi to guys, itong general to, itong mga cause na to, general yan. Pero kapag acute leukemia, hindi rin siya specific sa kahit anong factors na yan. But then again, pwede. No? Pwede. Possible. Okay. Nagiging si Teddy na ako. Si Teddy ba yun? Yung ma, sorry ma. Charis. Alright, going back. So, patient's plasma is turbid because the increased level of myeloma proteins which cause relief formation in the blood smears. Ay, ganun. Myeloma proteins. So, si myeloma, guys, itong myeloma proteins na to, nagamit natin kanina, ganito, di ba? So, si myeloma proteins daw ay abnormal monoclonal immunoglobulins by excess abnormal monoclonal immunoglobulins by malignant plasma cell. Yan. C protein. So, ayan si multiple myeloma which caused relief formation. Ang ibig sabihin ng relief formation, guys, ay yung pagbubuo-buo, pagka-clumping, ganyan. So, kaya turbid siya kasi ibig sabihin yung mga proteins daw doon ay nagka-clump, nagbubuo-buo sila sa blood smear mo at sa ihi din actually, ha. Hindi lang siya nabanggit dito kasi ang focus natin ay dugo eh. Alright, so, ayun. So, ayan, ito pala, in urine, si Benz-Jones proteins naman daw. Benz-Jones proteins, which are light chains of immunoglobulins, ayan, demonstrable daw siya. Sabihin may turbid. Kapag may protein kasi, guys, ang result talaga niyan ay turbidity. Okay. So, next naman natin is si lymphoma. Si lymphoma, guys, tulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, bakit nagkakaroon ako ng accent? Kulit, no? So, yan. Myelogenous, monocytic, at lymphocytic. So, multiple myeloma, dito yan, of course, sa myelogenous. Tapos, lymphocytic, dito na tayo sa lymphoma. Okay, sa lymphoma naman, guys, represent a group of malignant tumors of the lymphoid tissue. Ayan, yung lymph nodes natin. Ayan, at saka yung spleen. Actually, guys, ewan ko lang ha, kung aware kayo, pero yung beke, alam niyo yun. 'Di ba kapag may infection tayo, ganyan, nilalagnat, na masakit yung mga ano natin dito, kung saan sumasakit pag may beke, ganon, dun din, nararamdaman natin parang namamagat, pag ginawa ka mo, masakit, ganyan. Kasi, ibig sabihin nun, lumalaban yung mga WBC natin. Tutulungan niya ang katawan natin para malabanan yung infection natin sa katawan. At usually, kung saan malapit ang infection, mas doon nagkakaroon ng active na mga lymph nodes, no? Okay. Kasi kumbaga, para silang rumoresponding mga naka-station na pulis. So, bawat pulis, may iba-ibang station. Kung saan ka malapit, syempre, dun ka ruresponde. Diba? Alam nga naman, nasa paa ka. Charis, meron maling mo sa paa. So, kanari lang naman. Tapos, kailangan ng tulong na sa ulo. E di, ang layo. Bago ka pa makarating, wala na. Na-invade na ng kalaban. Yung, destroy na ng kalaban. Diba? Yung area. So, ganun din ang konsepto ng ating mga lymphoid tissue. Mga lymph nodes natin. So, going back, that vary greatly in degree ng malignancy at response to therapy. So, merong two types daw, no? Meron tayong two types. Si Hodgkin's at saka si non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So, lagay ko na lang din para hindi nyo makalimutan, i-highlight ko. So, ayan, lymph nodes at si spleen. Yan, lymphoid tissue. So, si Hodgkin lymphoma daw, guys. Si Hodgkin, din na diniscuss, no? So, ayan. Ito. Si si Reed Sternberg cells, siya daw yung hallmark natin or characteristic. Si Reed Sternberg cells so isa siyang large, often multinucleated. Siya yung may owl's eye. Okay. Appearance derived from B lymphocytes. Though crucial for diagnosis, they only represent only 1% ng total tumor tissue surrounded by reactive inflammatory background. So, ayun. Nag-originate pala siya, guys, sa ating B cell that have failed to express the standard B cell markers. So, ito, siya ay owl's eye cells. So, siya daw yung ating marker. So, paano din tatandaan yan? Hodgkin, Reed, RSB, Bird, Reed, Bergod, very good, diba? Bergod. Or type ko na nga lang, hirapan ako. Naglag pa nga. For a while. Ayan. So, ang ating mnemonic dito ay very good or Bergod. Reed Sternberg cells, Hodgkin lymphoma, hallmark. Okay. So, malignant cells are initially confined to the organs containing mononuclear phagocytes such as lymph nodes, spleen, liver, and bone marrow. Pero ang pinaka-highlight lang naman dito si lymph nodes at saka si spleen. So, dapat daw, kumbaga nakakulong daw sila. Nakakulong sila sa mga organs. Initially lang naman. So, initially confined to the organs containing mononuclear phagocytes such as lymph nodes, spleen, liver, at bone marrow. So, LSLB. Legally, kinakabahan kapag ay baliktad. Liver, lymph nodes, tandaan na lang natin si BM. Lilis, as in liver, lymph nodes, spleen, BM. Okay, so lymphomas can spill into the blood and present leukemic picture on the peripheral blood smear. So, pwede rin pala siyang mag-spill. So, sobrang puno na siya doon, no? Can spill. Nuclear phagocytes. So, ito. Bilang ako na examples, meron tayong mononuclear phagocytes such as mono, macrophage, tsaka si dendritic cells. Monocyte, macrophage, at dendritic cells. Pwede rin microglia, Kupffer cells. Marami kasi to, depende kung saan ang location. So, ayun. Ito na lang muna. Mga pinaka-common. Si mono, si macro, at saka si dendritic cell. Mononuclear phagocytes. Wait lang. Pag sa liver, si Kupffer. Sa lymph node, si dendritic, si monocyte. At siya, ayun, sila naman talaga kapag sa lymph nodes. Okay na to. Okay na to. So, na tayo. HWO or WHO, World Health Organization classification, stratifies neoplasms primarily according to cell lineage, myeloid, lymphoid. So, teka, na pala ito si Rodax. Mamaya ang aaralin natin kay Rodax ay yung summary, tapos yung ibang, especially yung mga test. Kasi wala ako dito ng mga test eh. So, babalikan natin dito. Okay? So, ayun. Sunod tayo. So, classification stratifies neoplasms primarily according to cell lineage, myeloid, lymphoid, histodendritic. So, same lang naman. So guys, sa mga nalilito, katulad ko, si neoplasms, other term pala siya for tumor. So, ayun. Pero, new siya. New. Hindi pa sila namamatay. Okay. Kumbaga, sila yung mga nagpa-proliferate pa lang. Yung nagpapadami pa. Okay. So, the WHO classification, in addition to cell morphology, cytokine reaction, and clinical criteria, meron din siyang kasama na so, yun lang pala yung tatlo kanina, no? Cell morphology, cytokine, reaction, at saka clinical criteria. Tapos, nag-i-include dito si immunophenotyping. Ay, hindi yan yung ginamit natin. Dark pa masyado. Immunophenotype. So, 4 na siya dito. May cell morphology, cytokine reaction, clinical criteria. So, siguro, ilagay ko na lang din dito. Sa ano? Plus, and genetic studies pa palagay. So, 5. Kasi may genetic studies pa siya of peripheral blood, bone marrow, at lymph node sample. So, tatlo man siya. Peripheral blood, bone marrow, tsaka lymph node samples. Kay WHO yun. So, ang scope niya stratifies neoplasms according to tumors of hematopoietic according to cell myeloid, lymphoid, and dapat pala talaga hinihiwa-hiwalay ko yung pag-download mo. Histiocytic, dendritic cells.
Apa?
Ano yun? Parang may nananahi.
Ito yung pagpili.
Okay, so introduction to hematologic malignancies, again, FAB classification, WHO classification, leukemias, lymphoma, at myeloma. Dami alam mo. Again, si lymphoma, neoplasm siya sa mga lymph nodes. Si myeloma, neoplasm ng plasma cell. Yan. Sa bone marrow. Si leukemia sa dugo. At saka bone marrow as well. Yun yung pinaka pagkakaiba nung tatlo. Gusto nyo ba isulat ko dito? Myeloma, then again, ay ang involved dito sa kanya ay plasma cell. Tapos myeloma proteins, bone marrow, tapos myeloma proteins sa urine, so, ang sample dito ay blood, tsaka urine. Kay lymphoma naman, may kasamang, hindi, kay WHO pala yun. Blood, bone marrow, lymph node samples. Blood, marrow, pag lymphoma, of course, lymph nodes na may monophagocyte cell.
Natay mo talaga ako ng maaga ba? Nabaho ka lang daw.
Mononuclear phagocyte.
Sabaw-sabaw lang.
Satura. Monocyte.
Maaga ba?
Macrophage. Tsaka dendritic cells.
Yes ba?
Lymphoma. So, pwede rin siya mag-leak sa blood. Ito pala si Hodgkin lymphoma. Reed Sternberg. Yung very good natin. Si Reed Sternberg. Very good. Blood spills. Okay. Tapos of course, leukemia. Ito na yung pinaka simple. BM. Blood spills. Hodgkin. MNP. Okay, so tapos tayo sa intro, guys. So, magre-review questions po tayo. So, according to early classification, wait, hindi pa tayo tapos. Sa FAB classification, ano ba? Young, immature stages, running. So, acute. Ano yung acute? 20 greater than or equal 20% sa BM. Tapos, pag chronic, at saka myeloma sa plast. Typically immature. Young, immature. Chronic mature. Typically immature. Ay, parang same-same lang din pala, no? Parang acute lang din siya. Si forms of plasma cells. So, myeloma. Tapos ulit, yung tatlo, cytochem, reaction, cytochem, morphological, at saka clinical criteria.
Hindi. Bakit naapon ka?
Ito naman, FAB. Plus, so, FAB plus genetic. So, molecular. I couldn't fly. Immunohenotyping. Immunophenotyping at genetic studies. It's crazy, but it's true. And There's nothing wrong to me love you. So, ayan ang ating summary. Apa! So, after nito guys, puputulin natin. Kakain lang ako. Saktong 9, natapos tayo. My God! Tapos, babalik tayo sa acute leukemia. So, review questions muna tayo. According to early classifications, leukemias were divided based on B. Bakit daw? Presence ng lymphadenopathy. Si Rudolf Virchow initially classified leukemia based daw sa lymphadenopathy. Lymphadenopathy ay pamamaga ng lymphs. Yun yung pinaka-early classification. As in, panahon pa ni Virchow yun. So, the term leukemia is derived from which meaning? B. White blood condition. Look, white, emia blood, predominance, white blood cells. So, leukemias are best described as neoplastic proliferative diseases. Leukemias involve uncontrolled proliferation ng leukocytes. Neoplastic means bagong mga cell na produce. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng proliferative. So, number 4, which best differentiates lymphoma from leukemia? So, lymphoma affects blood only. Kasi si lymphoma ay localized na solid tumor na favorite nila, di ba? Yung mga nakatago sila sa mga lymph nodes, spleen, ganyan. Tissues, tagong-tago sila. Yung may mga MNPs natin o may mononuclear phagocytes which are mast cell, macrophage, monocytes, at dendritic cells. Okay, so classification into acute versus chronic depends mainly on cell maturity and leukocyte count. In acute leukemias, bone marrow contains 20% greater than or equal to 20% blast. Ibig sabihin ng blast, yung mga baby cells. So, yan yung standard cutoff natin for acute leukemia. Sa FAB classification naman, morphology, cytochem, at clinical criteria ang ating core basis. At sa WHO naman, FAB plus immunophenotyping at genetic studies. Number 8, which is not one of the FAB leukemia types? Myelogenous, monocytic, lymphocytic, megakaryocytic. Sagot ay D, megakaryocytic. Kasi pang RBC na yan eh. Okay. Next, number 9. Which factor is associated with leukemia development? Of course, viral agents. Which protein is seen sa urine, sa multiple myeloma? Benz-Jones. Light chains of immunoglobulin secreted in urine. So, ano yung isa? Yung hallmark natin na multiple myeloma? Si Bergod. Yung pneumonia na Bergod, which is Reed-Sternberg protein. Tapos, yellow formation multiple myeloma is due to increased myeloma proteins. Nagkakaroon ng ReLU formation. Okay? Kaya naging turbid yung smear. Tapos, which cell is characteristic of Hodgkin lymphoma? Yan, yung tulad ng napanggit natin kanina, hallmark cell or characteristic. Number 13. Lymphomas primarily originate in lymphoid tissues, of course. Lymph nodes, spleen-related tissues. WHO classification is primarily based on cell lineage and genetics. And 15, last item. Which of the following best describes multiple myeloma? Sagot ay malignant plasma cell proliferation. And that's it for our introduction. So, ayan, after this, dito na tayo kay acute leukemias. Ito, book-based na guys. Ayan, Rodax Hematology, chapter 31, page 440 to 552. So, break time muna. Bye-bye. Follow nyo ako para may part 2. Wow! Bye!